If you are like many supervisors, the idea of giving feedback can be overwhelming, which makes it easy to overlook the many benefits that giving regular feedback can provide. The purpose of feedback is to communicate information to help others modify their behavior so they can improve their learning and performance. And for you, the supervisor, it also means that your overall team will be more productive. So providing effective, regular feedback can help individuals, you, and your team. Thinking positively about the gains that feedback can provide will motivate you to begin doing this regularly. Feedback lets people know where they stand with respect to performance expectations and is a very important part of coaching people in their development. Providing timely, actionable, and constructive feedback is an expectation of supervisors at the university. Once you've assessed performance, potential, and readiness, and know where to focus your feedback, use these 3 steps. Get ready, get set, go. Skipping any step will make feedback and coaching less effective. Getting ready. It's all about being intentional. Research shows that 33% of the time, feedback has a negative effect on performance. So taking time to lay the groundwork for successful feedback makes lots of sense. Even if the feedback is positive, take a moment to consider whether your feedback will be helpful. An important part of being intentional is being aware of your biases. Do you have higher standards for one employee in comparison with another? Does another employee get a pass because you've worked with them for a long time? These sorts of biases, and others, can get in the way if you don't prepare for the conversation. If you are uncomfortable giving feedback, it's important to understand why and take steps to address that. It can also be helpful to let the person see how addressing the feedback will help them accomplish their goals. Finally, think about the individual and consider what that person needs for the conversation to be comfortable. When people feel safe, they will be open and honest and more likely to hear what you have to say. One simple example is to have the conversation in a private setting. Getting set is the next step. Will your feedback be effective? Just telling someone to change if they don't have what they need is not helpful. Will there be another chance for the employee to practice the improved behavior? If not, the feedback won't be helpful. Ask yourself how you might provide them with the opportunity to practice. Does the person have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to succeed? If not, then coach them on how to get what they need. Has the person had a chance to get familiar with the task? If not, wait until they are more familiar with the task. Otherwise, the feedback may just get in the way. For example, once a person has tried a new process for communicating new procedures to their department, they are much more able to concretely consider how they might do a better job in the future. If the person is in the middle of the task, wait to provide feedback. Otherwise, it may just be an interruption and a distraction. Timing is everything. Giving feedback, or go, is the final step. As you give the feedback, be specific about the situation, provide background, and explain the behavior observed and why it was effective or ineffective. Check for understanding. Ask the individual what they heard, and be sure to connect the feedback to their goals. Finally, focus on the specifics of the feedback. Making the conversation cover too many things will be a distraction. Get ready, get set, go are helpful steps to consider the next time you give feedback. It just takes practice. Thank you for watching.